Right, y'all. I'm so excited about today's episode. Pretty much since the pandemic, we hear talks about Black women don't love, Black women only want a man for their money, Black women only want what somebody can do for them. Just all these bad stereotypes about Black women. But today, you guys, I really want you to turn on your maturity light bulb. Today, I'm going to talk with Porsha Ross.
Hey, girl.
About covenant or condition. Love without a limit. The reason why I wanted to dive into this subject and matter, because we get so many bad stereotypes for the Black woman, and especially for the young Black woman. Every Black woman is not washed up. Every Black woman is not damaged. Every Black woman is not looking for a handout. So I'm so excited and I'm so honored that Porsha will come on the show to even talk about this. Porsha is 34 years old. So that's why I was so impressed. And it's some things that I asked her that kind of left me at to be such a young woman and a woman of God in the way she just handled the whole situation. So without further ado, let's dive into it. So like I said before, this is called covenant or condition, right? And so I don't know if you guys can recall, I had Sean Ross on an episode. He was shot in the head and pretty much left for dead. After recovery, he went through, physical therapy, all these different things, right? And after that process, God allowed him to find his true love. So that's what I want to talk to Porsha about on today, on like what did that look like for her and why did she choose him? Because in some cases, a woman will say, oh, I'm not going to talk to him. He been shy. He might have disabilities. He might come with so many different things. But God equipped this woman.
Yes, he did.
For it all. So, Porsha, can you tell the audience how you first met Sean?
I met Sean around, I want to say 2014, mutual friends. And I just seen him. He was a handsome guy. So I was just like, who is that? So I locked my eyes on him. And I went after him, not knowing his story, not knowing fully who he was as a man. It was just a handsome face. After we exchanged numbers and we got to talking, it was some things there to make me kind of question some things. And when I say things there, it was like reading text messages and me in my head, I'm like, is this man slow? Like, he ain't got it all. Like, he texts me like he in kindergarten. So I just started asking him questions, not to like call it out, but just to ask questions of like, did you finish school? Like, what high school you graduated from and all that. So he was like, yeah, I graduated high school. Like, my mama got he had his mama to text me the high school diploma to me. so I knew
stop playing with me.
He wasn't lying. Right. But I guess he kind of sensed like where I was going with it. So he finally came out and told me that like, oh, I was shot in 2008. Me not like knowing him like in that way, I'm thinking like, okay, shot in the arm, shot in the leg. So he took his hat off to me and was like, I got shot in my head. And I was like, it took me back because looking at him, I wouldn't assume that happened to him. I didn't, like when you see people get shot in the head, you see like the paralyzed, you see like, not fully recovering. But this was like a man walking perfectly, like, so in my head, I'm just like, oh, wow, like it took me back. So he like kind of like explained to me like everything he had to do. Like I had to learn how to walk, talk, move and all that. So I was intrigued. I was like, okay, like, let me get to know him more than just that. And we both laugh about it. We both tell each other like, we ain't never see us getting this far because we was really best friends. Like, we talked on the phone, like, we put each other in the friend zones. Like, this gonna be my homeboy, this gonna be my homegirl. We gonna talk, we gonna go out, but that's just what it was. Like, we didn't imagine to be like, oh, this gonna be a romantic relationship. I didn't walk in a relationship with like intentions. Like, I wasn't dating with intentions like, oh, this gonna be my man and we done. Like, he ain't gotta look no further. Like, to be honest, he was doing his thing, I was doing mine, but it was just like a lit friendship there. Like, you know, you just don't want it to, like, I don't want to lose my friend. Like, but yeah.
Okay, so you start noticing different things as far as like text threads and different things like that. So how long within the situation that you really start like digging him? Like, I want us to lock in.
It took a minute because like at first, like me, I'm overpowering. Like, I'm very pushy. Like, when I want to know something, I be like, talk to me, tell me. But I was like,
be so quiet.
But I'm like, but I was like, I want him to tell me his story in his own time. And like, I don't want it to be like, oh no, you need to tell me. And I feel like he kind of held back too because I didn't feel like he wanted to like reveal everything and run me away. So I was like, I gotta play it smart. Like, I gotta like, you know, move a certain way or whatever. But it wasn't like no ill intent or anything. But I just wanted him to be comfortable to tell me his story. I mean, like, going around his family, they would bring up certain events and things of that nature. But I was like, I want to hear it in his own words. Like, I want him to like break it down. So like, I want to say like, it probably was like a year and it was like, he just got comfortable. So he started telling me like, oh yeah, like, you know, I was in the hood, I was the street dude, because for the longest I did not know what this man did for a living. For like, it just, I was just like, he don't never ask me to pay for nothing, but I don't never hear him say like, oh, I'm getting up going to work, like nothing. Like, he'll text me like, have a good day at work, call me on your lunch break. But I'm like, he don't never say nothing about work. So one day I just asked him and I was like, what you do for a living? And he was like, what you mean? I was like, how you get your money? Like, you taking me on dates and stuff, like, how you get your money? So he was just like, he was laughing. He was just like, I'm a street dude. And I was like, what's a street dude?
Like, you did not ask that man as a street dude.
I was like, because I wanted to hear, like, I didn't want him to like downplay it. So I wanted him to come out. So I was like, what's a street dude? And he was like, I mean, like, you know, I sell stuff and, you know, I, you know, take trips or whatever. So I was like, oh, you're a dope boy. And he was like, nah, I don't consider myself no dope boy. But I'm like, but in terms, you're a dope boy like that. So he was like, oh, wait, you don't want to talk to me no more after you find that out? And I was like, no. I'm like, that ain't got nothing to do with it. I'm not going to stop nobody, how they hustle, how they eat. I'm not finna stop that. That's what you do. That's what you do. And like, from there, like, he just came more like open and out, like, you know, this is what I struggled with. And I just started catching on to certain things. Like, we would be on the phone for like hours laughing, talking. And the next day he just quiet to the side in the back. So I'm like, what's going on with you? And he'd be like, oh, nothing, I'm good. But like, to me, I felt like, did I say something? Like, did I do something wrong? Like, he reserved, like, and me asking him, like, what do you do when you go into those places? And he was just like, oh, nothing, it just be a lot on my mind. And, you know, brushing it off. And I'm like, it gotta be more to that. It ain't just no, you going through the motions. And so that's when I started noticing, like, when he gets into the quiet moment, you fall into depression. And so, like, to me, I'm like, okay, I gotta be the outgoing one. Like, I can't be like, oh, let's just sit at home. Because when we first started like interacting, I was sitting on the couch watching Law and Order.
Let me ask you something. So it started out as friends, became lovers. When you fully understood what you were signing up to, did it make you shy away or did it make you lean in?
It made me lean in. Like I said, it made me more intrigued to, like, you know, really get to like who he was becoming. Like, And for me, I looked at it, he was so much trying to get away from 2008 Sean. So it was intriguing to me to say, okay, what man is you trying to produce? What man is like emerging? Like that was the intrigue part of me, because it was a lot of times he didn't want to talk about that.
Hold on. See, that's why I told y'all she different. She real different. I just want you to see this. She real different. Go ahead, Porsha.
So it was like just more intrigued to get to know like the man that was emerging, because a lot of times he didn't like to talk about his incident because it took him back to a depressed state. So, I mean, for me, I didn't shy away from it. I feel like God pushed me more into it.
Okay.
So when I felt like God pushed me more into it, I was like, I'm here to help. And in the early stages, I didn't know how I was supposed to help. Like, I'm like, I ain't never been with nobody like street dude, like what I'm supposed to know. And it was like something clicking, was like, show him the other side of the streets.
That's good.
And so I would say it was challenging, because he was always saying, oh, you always got something to say. You always want to do this and do that. So I felt like I was becoming too pushy, but something was like, don't let up.
Okay.
Don't let up.
Okay.
Or whatever. So I would never say like I shied away, or I was like, oh no, I'm not finna do this. I'm not finna put myself in this situation. I felt like that was where I was supposed to be at the moment, not knowing what was ahead of me, but I just knew I had to be in that moment.
You knew God had equipped you for this. Okay. Okay. So you said you really didn't know about the streets. So you a girl that was what, sheltered? Like, what did growing up look like for you, for the sake of content?
I grew up in the hood.
Okay.
North side. And then my dad was from the south side, so I grew up in Herm Clark, as well as summertime. So it wasn't my family and my mom, they kept us in certain things, like, so we didn't have time to say, oh, I'm about to explore this hood over here. I'm about to explore this neighborhood over here. It was more like, oh, no, I can't come outside. Y'all got to go to practice.
Okay.
Or, oh, no, y'all, I'm not coming because we going down to the country. Like, so it wasn't like I just had time to just really just roam the streets, as most people would say. So I just feel like I was sheltered, like I was educated on it, but to say you can experience it, I think I was sheltered from that.
Okay, okay. So that's a different perspective, right? Because a lot of women, they're not sheltered from that. And that's the first thing they see, even though they in the hood. You know what I'm saying? That's the first thing they see. If not from their daddy, from their cousins or whatever, right? Or just going to school, right? And so when that transpired, you guys decided, okay, we're going to lock in, right? So after you guys locked in, like, how long did it take for y'all to become as one?
It took a minute.
Okay.
Because I feel like he had his guards up for as like, what does she want from me? Like, what is her motives? And like, I used to always have to tell him, I don't want nothing from you. Like, you know, like, I come on my own. I don't need nothing from you. Like, it wasn't like he was a flashy dude. Like, oh, he got the cars, he got the money. Like, this something I need to get. Yeah. So it wasn't like, you know, like I seen him and be like, oh, he got the money. Like, and I'm attached on to him. It wasn't nothing like that. So I kind of felt like it was hard for him to kind of like figure me out. Like, so I would say this, he would like buy me stuff. And that's my love language. So I would be like bubbly, like, oh my God, like my man bought me something, da da da. And when I would like return the favor, like, okay, my man bought me something, I'm gonna be nice and buy my man something. It came with like, okay, like, what you want now? Like, okay, you got me this, so what you looking for in return? And I'm like, I ain't looking for nothing in return. Like, I just, you know what I'm saying? And I guess he never experienced that type of love, like somebody just going out and doing something just because. And it's not like I'm doing it because now I need something from you, or I have something hold over your head. So it took a minute, but I guess me just praying, like, you know, God, like, soften his heart. Okay. Like, you know what I'm saying? Allow him to surrender to your will. Amen. And I mean, I tell people all the time, the Sean that I met in 2014 is not the Sean that I have today. Like,
okay.
I'm not going to say it was an easy road. I'm not going to say like, oh, like we perfect. Like, it's been some storms.
Okay.
And it's been some storms to where it's like, oh, just float me on out the way. Float me on out the way. Like, but when I realized, I think when he realized, like, oh, okay, she here for me, then that's when he was able to like open up and kind of relax and let me in. So, yeah.
Okay. So, how did the brain injury show up in y'all everyday life? I understand you said like the emotional side. Was it any other type of aspects of it that showed up?
Like, yeah, like it was trust issues.
Okay.
It was the paranoia. It was like the depression. I would be like, oh, I'm going, with my friends, and I never had a man to be like, text me when you make it or whatever. So one day I was like, I'm going out with my cousins or whatever, and he was like, oh, okay, text me when you get there. I'm saying, okay, not thinking too much of it.
Right.
And he like, I got there, started running my mouth, having fun in the moment. And so like I had seen like he had called me like 2-3 times. He had texted me like, did you make it? Where you at? So I just called. I'm like, hey, what's up? Like I see you blowing up my phone. And he was like angry. He was like, you there? Like, how long you been there? And I'm just like, wait, sir, like I don't answer to nobody. What you mean?
So they let you know he was really falling in love with you.
And so he was like, man, I've been calling and texting you. Like, why you ain't responding back? Like, you didn't even let me know you made it. So I was like, oh, we'll have this conversation when I get back. I'm like, I'm not about to do this here. So I just hung the phone up in his face and got back to doing so. When I got back, he was like, I'm not mad at you, but I didn't know, like, if you made it, if something happened. So, like, to me, I had to step back and was like, oh, he was just concerned.
Oh, that's good.
He was in fear that something happened to me from the moment I left into me arriving to my destination. So for me, it was like, okay, I need to tune in. I need to make those text messages, make those calls to say, hey, I made it safe. Hey, I'm on my way home. Like, and it wasn't, for me, I had to like scale out of like, oh, this like you trying to control me. But it was something that he was dealing with internal because he wanted to make sure I was safe because like he would always say, anything can happen in a split second, but I never knew he was always referencing back to his incident. So it was like those moments. And then it's just like, even like communicating, like I felt like he felt my communication was better. But I'm like, you ain't got to use fancy words to talk. Like, whatever you feel, speak it. And if I feel like I'm taking it wrong, I have to be mature to say, did you mean that? Or did you mean something else? And so it was that, like, most of the time he would just like, don't worry about it. It's okay. And I'm like, it's not okay if you drowning inside. It's not okay. Because for me, I can easily slip away and just not notice what you're suffering with because I didn't experience that. Like, that's you experiencing that. So I'm like, you have to let me know if something is too much for you, if you feel it uncomfortable. Because it was like times we went out to family functions and we there in 30 minutes, he like, hey, babe, it's time to go. And I'm like, we just got here. What you mean it's time to go? Not knowing that I'm uncomfortable around a lot of people. Like, I don't know what these people gonna do to me. So it was just the concept of him living in that type of fear. And I'm just like, I'm a party girl. Like, I don't show up just for 30 minutes leave. Right. So it was even like my family question, like, do he not like us? Like, did we do something to like rub him wrong? And I was just like, no. And I just like, I never told my family at first. And I'm just like, oh, now I used to play it off. And then my mama asked me, she was like, I notice he uncomfortable when he come around. Like, are we too much for him? Like, and I had to tell my mom, I'm like, no, he got shot in 2008. So he's very like not comfortable around large crowds. And my family would throw a party every other weekend. Okay. And everybody is coming out. So, and with me noticing when I go to his family function, it's a small gathering. It's not so big. So I'm like, well, you know, go to your people near me. You chilling, like you good. And then you come to mine and it's like, hey, 30 minutes, let's go. But I'm noticing like, okay, your family function are more small and intimate. My family function, I'm going to bring somebody, my friend gonna come. Like, it's just everybody there. So it's like, he couldn't get comfortable in that setting because it's like, I don't know these people. I don't know what's finna pop off. And so it was like, I had to kind of let my family know. And they was like, oh, okay. We just wanted to make sure, like, you know, we didn't do nothing to upset him. But then I had to come back and say, Sean, we can't keep living in 2008.
That's good.
We can't keep.
That's good. I'm like, you got to release it.
I'm like, your life gonna pass you by because you still stuck in 2008. I'm like, God saved you to give you a different chance, a different way of life. And he was just like, I know, but it's just hard for me. And I used to pray like, God, give me patience. Give me patience because I don't want to push somebody too far out of their limits to where it's like you forcing me to be somebody else.
That's good.
You forcing me to be somebody else. So it was like moments I had to be like, okay, Porsha, you kind of got to dial back and let him find a new Sean.
Yeah.
But I was just so eager in the tree to be like, no, I want this new Sean to come out now.
Yeah.
And it's like, you got to give him time. And I think he struggled a lot with his own thoughts. So he moved around a lot to not think about it. But it was like, no, it's time for you to sit down and deal with it.
That's good. Man, okay. So, so once you tapped into your spiritual maturity, that's where you was able to really start seeing like, okay, this is different, but God has equipped me for that, right? So take us to the part where when you guys got engaged.
So, like, I always had conversations. I was like, oh, Sean, you gonna marry me? And he always tell me, like, girl, I'll propose when I'm ready to propose. Like that. So I was just like, oh, okay. And a year before he proposed, I prayed and I was like, because I was falling more and more in love with him, but I was like, I don't want it just to be because I'm so intrigued of who he's becoming. So I prayed and I was like, God, if this is my person, allow him to propose to me.
Okay.
And that next year, he had told me, he was like, oh, babe, we're going to have a game night at the house. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm ripping and running all this, everybody coming. So he doing this speech and he like, you know, thanking people for being there for him in his time of 2008. And then he started like passing out money. And I was like, where my money? Like, why you giving your auntie money? Where my money at? And you know, he was thanking his mama, he was thanking his sisters. He had gave his god daddy some shoes, and I think his uncle some shoes. And I was like, where my shoes at? Like, you know, so I was just like really just caught up, like, why are we doing all this? And it's supposed to be game night. I feel like this could be something more intimate, like, you know what I'm saying? And so, like, he turned to me, and I was just, like, just standing there, just, like, okay, like looking at him, like, what we doing this for? Like, why are we doing all this at game night? And so he just, like, expressed his feelings, and he got down on one knee and pulled that ring out. And, like, I was just stuck in that moment because it was an answer prayer. Like, I was like, God, you telling me this is my person.
Okay.
Like, and I was just, like, stuck in that moment, and I was just like, in my head, I was like, thank you, God, for showing me that this is my person. And I was just like, okay, like, I'm thinking like, this my person, we about to do life together. But when I say the enemy will come in.
Okay.
The enemy will come in. And I mean, I didn't see it coming. I didn't see it coming because I'm still in honeymoon phase. I'm still like, you know, like, this my person, can't nothing go wrong. Like, he didn't learn me, I'm learning him. I'm helping him become who he needs to be. He's showing me things that, you know, I ain't never see it myself. So I'm just like, I'm stuck. But when the enemy came in,
that's good, Porsha.
I was like, oh, Lord.
Okay, you was able to identify.
Yes,
okay.
I was able to identify it. And I was like, wait, And it came to a moment of like, okay, God, did I hear you? Or did I want to hear you? Like, it put me in that place. I was like, did I hear what I thought I heard? Or did I make this up just so I can have that moment? And it really like made me re-question everything that I was doing. And all the while it was the enemy. The enemy didn't want to see the love. The enemy didn't want to see him become the man that God created him to be.
Right. So speaking that the enemy didn't want him to become the man that God wanted him to be, what does correcting without wounding looks like in your relationship?
For me, it was always like, oh no, Sean, you got to do it this way. You got to do it that way. And I think it took away from him because it was like, you're not allowing me to be a man. Like, you know, like I'm now putting the disability and saying like, hey, I got to help him because he got this disability without saying step back and sit down and let him do it. And then if something is out of whack, you come in and you correct it.
Okay.
So I had to learn how to be a helpmeet.
Oh, okay.
And not the man of the house.
Okay.
I had to put the pants to the side.
Let me ask you this. What situation prior to Sean made you feel like you had to wear the pants?
He never made me feel like I had to wear the pants.
No, not Sean. What situation prior to Sean made you feel like you had to wear the pants?
To be honest, I never had, like, I always had princess treatments in my relationship.
Okay.
So it was never me having to wear the pants.
Okay.
So, but getting with Sean and knowing what he went through and knew the challenges that he was just facing, it made me believe that I had to wear the pants. It made me feel like, oh, okay, like, he don't really know, so I can't let him fail like this. Like, I know his situation, so I can't let him go out there blindly like that. Good. But in that instance, it was taking the man away from him. It was stripping that manhood away from him.
Porsha, this good.
It was stripping that manhood away from him to where I don't think he even, like, it came to a point to where he was like, I don't want your help. And I would bring up, I start telling him like, Sean, it's more to life than just your disability. Like, he felt like he couldn't do nothing. I can't make it with this disability. Like, I'ma just settle here. And I'm like, no, like, if you got dreams, if you got things that you want to do, you can still do it. And he told me about his pressure washing business. So I was like, oh, okay. I'm like, you can do that. And he was like, oh, okay. And I'm telling him like, hey, do this, do that, just see if that's something that you really want to do. But I didn't allow him to do that. I went ahead and got the LLC, did this and did that. So he was like, so when I presented it to him, he told me, he was like, I don't want to do that no more. And I'm like, that's all you talked about. Like, what you mean you don't want to do it no more? And he was like, oh, that's your thing.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, what you mean it's my thing? Like, you told me you wanted to, like, do it.
Wow.
And he was like, you took over.
Oh, wow.
You didn't allow me to do nothing. And I was like, but you came to me for help. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I had to sit back and say,
go ahead, I'm sorry.
I'm like, well, what did he help with? Like, I didn't even get a man a chance to even think of the name.
Right. So this is a thing. You felt like he needed help, but all he needed was support.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
He just needed somebody to walk along a side of him.
Oh, my God.
To catch him before he fell. So it wasn't, I took the charge of walking before him. And saying like, okay, it's already done. So I had to go in a moment of like, this man didn't do nothing. He didn't even pick his name. I picked it for him. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I went and got the LLC and I did all this. I don't even know if the man, he was ready to start it.
Wow.
So it was that moment when that was presented to me, because at the beginning, I took it as a slap in the face. Like, oh, I didn't help you and now you saying you don't want this. But it was like, no, that's yours now, because you did everything. So I was like, okay. And I said, okay, well, we're going to do a whole another LLC whenever you ready. So you sit down, you make your name, and you tell me how you want it structured. So when he got the opportunity to put his hands in it, the excitement came back.
That's good.
The thrill came back.
Wow.
Because I allowed him to do it his way. And when he presented it to me, he said, just tell me what don't look right.
That's good.
And I was like, that's what he needs.
But the thing is, though, in that moment, you had to humble yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so hard to practice humility, especially something. And I'm talking to myself when you think you'll know it all,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, like if somebody give me a vision,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna execute it.
Yeah.
Like don't tell me nothing if you don't want it done.
Yeah.
Cause I'm gonna have it ready to go.
Ready to go.
Yes.
Signed, stamped, and delivered. Ready.
Yes.
But it was his thing. And I was like, he don't need nobody to show him how to do it. Like, he don't need nobody to take his hand. He just want to make sure I'm doing it correctly.
Yeah.
So I had to like, God, show me how to be a helpmeet.
Okay.
And not the boss.
Oh.
And like, and with me and my family, people come to me like, hey, Porsha, tell me how to do this. Tell me how to do that. And I'm like, okay, you're going to do X, Y, and Z. And you're going to keep it pushing. We're going to do this and da-da-da-da. But for him, he wasn't looking for that.
Yeah.
He was saying, this is my dream. This is my vision. Are you on the road with me with it? Like, I don't need you to take over. I just want to know, like, is you rocking and you rolling? So, like, for me, it was like a big wake-up call because I was like, I got to step to the side. I can't strip this man of who he's becoming because I'm trying to protect him from this disability. And this was like, and I had a dream. And God was like, he don't need protection. He already got that.
Amen.
And I was like, okay, so I got to step completely to the side. Like, I really have to like, and it was hard for me because I'm always like, no, shut. And I'm like, shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up.
I'm glad we having this conversation, Porsha, because that's something I need to learn. I'm the go-to for everything.
Mm-hmm.
And in this season, God just say, friend, shut up.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody don't need your advice and everybody don't need your assistance.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. And with him, it taught me that. Because it was like, many moments it was just like, shut up. Like, I ain't being rude to you, but just shut up. Like, give me time to figure it out. So it came to a moment of like, okay, just let him think he right.
Yeah.
And then let him figure it out. Then he'll come back to me and say, nah, but I think you was right.
Yeah.
And I was like, but I also don't throw that, I told you so.
Yeah.
I told you so. Because it was many of times I was like, if you would have just listened to me, that would have never happened.
Yeah.
But it was like, God is giving him the chance to experience it all.
Yeah.
Like, and I can't take that journey from him.
Because that's what you pray to God for.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So, Porsha, you was about to start saying, like, be ready when you sign up for something because the enemy is coming,
Mm-hmm.
right? What did you struggle with privately that weighed on you that nobody knew nothing about, but it also saved your marriage?
I would say the trust issues. Like I said, he struggled really hard with trust issues because he just felt like everybody just wanted something from him.
Yeah.
So it came to a point to where like I would turn the music on, turn the shower on, and be in the restroom like bawling my eyes out like, God, I don't think this is what you wanted for me. Like really like just wanted for me. And it was like, it came to a point to where I was like, I'm ready to walk. And I know he was probably like, I'm ready to walk too. Let me open the door for you. So it got to those moments to where like, I'm bidding to everybody. I'm like, you know, this going on, I don't know how to handle this. Like, I'm telling him this, but he feel this way. And one day I went to my mama and I was telling her, my mama had told me from the very beginning, like, don't come to me with your marriage problem.
That's good.
Like, she told me that in the middle of my reception. She was like, don't come to me with your marriage problems. And I was just like, girl, you my mama. If I want to come and tell you something, I'm going to come and tell you something. And I went to her and she just listened, and I'm just venting and I'm crying. And I know as a mother, like when you hear your child cry, something breaks in you.
Yeah.
And she was like, and I just asked her, because her and my stepdad had been married for like 23, 24 years, and she ended up just walking away from it. So I just asked her, I was like, what just clicked in you to say like this was it for you? Like y'all had been together 23, 24 years. Like I may not have seen like all the problems y'all had, but you stuck it out for 23, 24 years, and then you just like walked away. Like it wasn't walk away to where I'm calling you and I'm arguing with you and da-da-da. Hey, it was peace. Like I'm gone. I wish you the best. And I'm living life over here. So I was like, what just clicked in your mind? And she said, I'm going to tell you this. And then she said, you go figure it out for yourself. She said, you got to stop talking to people and start talking to God. And I was like, what you mean by that? Because I can talk to God and I can still talk to people. And she said, you go figure it out. And I literally, like for days, I was just like, God, I don't know what you want me to do right now. Like, I'm like, I really don't know what you want me to do. Like, I don't know, like, how far I can go with this. Like, I'm like, I'm at a point, if you tell me to go, I'm gone. But I prayed and I was like, God, if you want me to stay, show me something that you want me to stay. Okay. Like I prayed that and I was like, if you want me to stay, I am staying. And Sean called me and he was like, you want to talk? And I was like, yeah. And this had like been days of us not like just coming in the house, hey, how you doing? Going on about our business. And he called me, he was like, you want to talk? And I'm like, I mean, I'm open what you got to say. Like still defensive, like what you got to say. Like,
you know, you stay cocked and ready.
I'm like, what you gotta say? So he was like, you know, going on, and he was like, you know, telling me, he was like, you know, me really like thinking like you really have been here through like the ups and the downs, like you really like stuck it out with me. And he was like, I just want to know, do you want this marriage? Okay. And I was like, you know, I'm just sitting there and I'm like, I want the marriage, but I don't want you to stay with me because of the kids. You know, a lot of people be like, oh, I stayed for the kids. Like, you know, the kids wasn't going to be able to handle this. So I was like, I don't want to stay with you if you just standing because you're trying to keep it together for the kids. Yeah. I'm like, I want to stay because you really want me. Yes. And he was like, I want you. And I was like, say it again. And he was like, I want you. And in my head, God told me, now let your wall down and fix your marriage. So it came with us like really having to like work on communication, not for us like you coming to me with something. And I'm like, oh, well, I ain't say no when you did it 2 days ago. So like, why you coming with me now? It was like, let him express how he feel. Yeah. And if you got to bring up your feelings 2-3 days from now, just let him say how he feel. Yeah. And not be so. And I had to learn, he didn't always want correction. He just wanted to be heard. He just wanted to know, like, is my feelings valid in this situation? So it was more of me like, okay, Porsha, you got to learn how to communicate and not be so ready to be on defense mode. Right. Like, don't be so ready to be like, okay, you gonna hit me with this? I'm gonna hit you with that. Yeah. And it was like, don't do the tit for tat. That's so it was like, we had to learn, like, if I come to you with a problem, let that problem be my problem. Right. If you got the same problem, you wait 3 days from now and come with your problem. That's good though. But right now, this is my problem. So help me regulate my emotions in this. So it kind of like opened our eyes to kind of see each other like, okay, like you feeling this way, what can I do better to not bring you back to this place? So that's what we had to learn. But when I say, baby, it was those slamming just to let you know I'm mad. Yeah. Like it was there, and I was just like the enemy out. And to myself, I'm like, God, whatever you got for us, the enemy don't want to
see it. Yeah,
the enemy don't want to see it. So I tell everybody, I'm like, we're a powerhouse because it's something God got for us.
Amen.
And the devil is trying to stop it.
That's good.
So like I always tell people, like we're a powerhouse. Like,
that's
it's
good.
A powerhouse.
Man, so you pretty much answered my question, because I was going to ask you, when did you know that it was covenant and not convenience?
When I got peace. Once I got peace in the confusion, in the storm, I knew like this is where I was supposed to be, because like chaos, like you never will have peace. You will always go about thinking of it, replaying in your head, and you starting to fight all over again, because you like, oh, I should have said this. Oh, I could have hit him with that, and it would have, but it was peace. And when I heard God say, let your walls down, the peace came with that. Once I finally be like, okay, he made mistakes, I made mistakes, let me let my wall down. And the peace came to where it wasn't, if he came to me about something, the defense didn't ball up. It was like, oh, okay, tell me more. Right. Like now I'm sitting back like, tell me more. Like, okay, to where it even got to like, we having weekly meetings.
That's
like,
good.
Clear your schedule on this day, because we finna sit down and let's talk about the week, or let's talk about like what we might not have time to.
Girl, you leaning thick.
To discuss, you know what I'm saying, or our busy lives didn't give us a moment to reconnect. And then it also, I would say, we fell into the family routine, like kids. And it was like, okay, what time we got? What time we got to reconnect or just enjoy ourselves without a kid coming jumping on us, or a kid calling asking for something. So it was like those moments there where I was like, this is where I'm supposed to be, because if it wasn't, I wouldn't have this.
What's the difference between loving somebody through growth or tolerating dysfunction?
The peace.
Okay.
It is the peace. Like if it's a
all
function,
centered at peace.
Yes, like if it's dysfunction, you never gonna have peace, because you always waiting for the next episode, the next fight, the next argument. But when it's peace, it's like, okay, I gotta understand this person is growing to a different level. So I can be mad because they growing and I can feel left down, or I can say, okay, let me tighten up my boots and let me climb with you, because it even came to a point to where like I was just leaning into him, and I'm like, oh, you gotta be this, you gotta be that. And I called myself calling him back, and I was like, I apologize. And he was like, for what? And I'm like, I'm telling you what to do, but I don't know what journey God got you on. I don't know what vision he didn't gave you. So I'm telling you to turn this way, but because it was like so much of like a battle, like, no, turn left. And it's like, I gotta keep right.
You know what, Porsha? That analogy can be used in marriage, in relationships, and friendships. And this is a little off the subject, but even in friendships, your friends always trying to tell you what you should be doing. And you listening to them and you like, God ain't told me none of that.
Yeah.
So then it's like people feel like you're not listening to them, but they not knowing this is my assignment.
Yeah.
This is not yours. You know? So I'm glad you brought that up, because you can use that wisdom not only in marriage, but just in relationships, period. Yes.
Yeah, but I had to like actually like say, I don't know the vision God gave to you. I gotta, you gotta come to me with the vision. But I was more so of like, no, do it this way, do it that way. And it's like, why does man not listening to me? I'm telling him what he need to do, and that moment, I was like, God telling him something different.
Right.
And I'm like, I can't be mad at it, because I don't want you to
disobey God. Right.
Not listen to God. So if God is telling you no, let me know, hey, I'm on a whole nother assignment. So that came with that growth of like, okay, we started level 1. God take me to level 2 now. Yeah. So what worked in level 1,
don't worry,
it ain't gonna work in level 2.
That's good.
But I was steady trying to bring level 1 into level 2 to where I was like, wait, I'm like, God got him on a journey.
Was it ever a time in during your prayer time where you asked God to fully release the spirit of control off of you?
Yes.
Okay.
I told God to allowed me to enter a soft girl era.
That's good.
I asked God, I was like, I don't want to be the person that everybody come to. I'm like, I don't want to be the one that always have the answer. So I was like, I prayed, I was like, let me enter my soft girl era to where like, I'm just really a helpmate. Like, I'm not putting nothing into play. I'm not constructing nothing. I'm just ready for you to be like, help me with this. And I'm like, okay. Like, I didn't want to be the one always on the forefront. I didn't always want to be the one that was like, okay, we got to do this. We got to do that. Like, tell me.
I like that. I'm like that, but I just never find that. And when I do, it's not nothing that I want to be a helpmate to, because it's the things that's not aligned with God, right? But it's something that you said to me. You said, friend, I'm a lover girl. I'm a lover girl. And I asked you this. I said, was that modeled in front of you?
Yes.
Okay.
My mom modeled that in front of me. Like, my mom loved, like, you know, like, she could have been dealing with something, but you wouldn't know because I'm showing up for you because I want to.
Right.
Like, I'm not bringing my problems attached to you. I'm showing up, like, so I felt like, you can say like a compromise, like love is compromise. Like, if I want to see you happy, I'm willing to compromise something in myself to see you happy, but I'm also not losing myself to make you happy. So like, I am a lover's girl. Like, love can break my heart 1,000,001 times, but I'ma always choose love. Like, I'ma always choose love.
This morning I woke up and I put on my Instagram, I said, love is the true healer. And I really believe that, you know? I really, really believe that. So, Porsha, I want you to look in the camera and I want you to tell the people, what does love without no limit truly mean?
Loving unconditionally, loving with grace, loving, how do I want to say it? Loving without expecting something in return. Because a lot of times people will only love you into the benefits of it. But when you can love someone without expecting to get something in return, it turns on a different level of endurance. Like, you know, so my grandmother told me this. I used to get so angry as a kid with people. And she used to always, one day she told me, she was like, why do you always let people upset you?
Yeah.
Like, why do you let people get under your skin? And I'm like, because I wouldn't have did them to them. I wouldn't have said that to them. I wouldn't have, you know, did whatever they did to me. I wouldn't have did that to them. And she was like, you're going to have to learn that the way you treat people, they're not going to treat you. They're not going to treat you that way. She was like, the way that you love on people, you're going to have to understand that you're not going to receive that same love back from them. And that kind of helped me, like, understand, like, love somebody without wanting them to reciprocate what you're giving them.
That's good. Man, I'm y'all, this is the thing. I told y'all, like, God created something different in this woman. Like, for real. Like, this was about, like, I'm learning her story. I want the audience to just really think about everything that Porsha said today, right? But even while I was sitting here, y'all, it was such a self-reflection for me in my own life on how many times that I probably could have had a good thing, but I was in my own way, right? But one thing I know about God, though, he would not allow anything to depart from you that's from him, right? But I'm just so glad that you came on this show today and you used your godly wisdom, right? At 34 years old, like, who would have thought a woman can speak with such wisdom to the world? You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's not what the people are selling right now. You know, they selling independence, boss chick. I got my own, whatever. And in your own right, you're supposed to, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is, that's not how God designed for this to be.
It's not.
He did. And I told God, I said, God, if you give me this platform and if you allow people to trust me with themselves and with their heart, God, I promise you, I'm going to fulfill whatever it is that you want me to feel on this side of heaven. And I'm standing firm on that, because this is the thing. We got to change the narrative, y'all. We got to, like, God want us to love. He want us to be one. He want us to be in covenant with each other, y'all. So that's why I was wanting Porsha to come on here, because it is a difference between covenant and conditions, or either convenience. A lot of people just do stuff out of convenience. A lot of people just do stuff for the one up. You know what I'm saying? Until they get to where they going, and then they put the person down. And this man, male or female, right? And so, Porsha, I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you. I know, honestly, I was like, okay, God, is she gone? Is she gone? And when I text you and you responded, I said, okay, God, your people need to hear this, man. And for you, and I know I keep putting your age out there, because people try to think you have to be old to have wisdom and to have godly wisdom. No, age don't come with that.
Age don't
come with that.
Don't.
Being tapped into the Lord, being tapped into the Holy Spirit, being able to go in and get in your prayer closet, being able for God to just point you to the right scriptures that you need to focus on to build something. That's what this is really about. So I just want to say thank you, man.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Like, the world needs this, Porsha.
They do. I feel like most people, we live in culture of like, what you bring into the table, and it gotta go back to, we gotta build the table together.
Yes.
I can't tell you I'm this, I'm that. We gotta build the table together.
Yes. Girl, I've been in my seat, because my spirit just been so anxious, because I'm so happy. You know, a lot transpired today. It really did. And this just was like icing on the cake for me. You know what I'm saying? Because God telling me, Francheska, you are on the right track.
You are. You are. Continue to speak life. Continue to put God over it all. I'm telling you, He would never let you fail. I'm telling you. Tell me.
Okay, y'all. Y'all know I want to cry in front of people. I don't want to cry in front of the world. So we gonna end this on a light note, man. But just know, you guys, for the man and the woman, man, God wants us to be together. He did not put us on here to be divided. Put us in this world for us to be divided. So, man, I hope you enjoyed this episode just as much as I did. I promise you tonight I'm going to reflect on this so much, because at 41, almost 42 years old, Lord's willing, come April 26th, God is letting me know, Francheska, you still can experience true love.
Okay.
So until next time.
Till next time.
Speak Unspoken.